right, not too many caveats right now in the gi because I don't want to overwhelm anyone, and this is still the introduction. So all I'm going to do is kind of show you a couple different grips as well as a choke, and it's going to be the same choke we've been working on, the same thumb and choke that we've gotten from mount. The same thumb and choke are very similar to the one we got from the back, and how we can start applying that into the side control position, which is also going to lead to other submissions that we've already learned, and probably other transitions that are going to benefit us. So let's have your head over here. Okay, thank you. All right, so when we're in side control, okay, remember, thumb behind the ear, 4 fingers, all right, behind the neck right here, and I'm going to turn his neck. I'm going to put 4 fingers in the other lapel. I'm going to pull on this, right? Just same thing that we learned in mount. So as I get into side control here, I'm going to grip the back of his neck, all right? The collar on the back of his neck where my thumb is in, my 4 fingers are out. I keep this grip locked in. From here, I'm going to loop my arm around his head, okay? Creating pressure right here on the neck. All right, then I come right here, boom, it's the same exact choke, I'm just getting it from a different angle, okay? So I come in here, and sometimes I'll use this hand to lift his head to help loop this around. Notice though that he's gonna have the opportunity to shrimp out and start re-guarding right here, and it might make this more difficult, so I have to be very cognizant of what's happening. But usually if he's focused on his neck, he won't focus on his legs as much. So I get here, I grip, I loop this around, and then I reach my 4 fingers in to get this submission, okay? Again, if I'm right here and I try to pop my arm out to start going for this, he's probably gonna start pushing on me and resisting and preventing me from getting any sort of choke. I don't wanna do that, okay? So I get the setup from down here, loop this around, push on his neck. You see how I'm using the leverage of this? Now 4 fingers in, sacrificing my dominant position just for a second to go after and hone in on the choke, okay? And what's really nice about this is, let's say I start going for this, I start locking this in, he starts to defend it really strong. As he defends this really strong, I can usually start now attacking, you know, like this far side Americana that we already covered, okay? If I go for this and he's defending really strong right here, where he's pushing with his far hand right here, now he just set me up for the arm bar, and look, I still am gripping the choke right here until I'm ready to lock this in or lock this in. Okay? Now let's have your head over there. So I lock in the side control. I grab right here, lift your head up so they can see. I grab 4 fingers out, thumb right on the back of his neck. Okay, so now go ahead and put your head down. And now I loop this around, reach my 4 fingers in, and look how I'm pressuring all my weight down on him while gripping this, cinching this collar and this lapel into his neck, grabbing 4 fingers in here and pulling his neck into the choke and cinching the other side of his artery. Remember, there's 2 arteries right here, both bringing oxygenated blood to the brain. I'm locking this one in here, putting pressure, and I'm pulling and I'm zip tying the other lapel. And not only is it zip tying the other one shut, it's pushing his neck forward into this bar that I've created to finish this choke, okay? Then when he goes to defend, I can isolate his arm for my Americana, or if he goes to like push me with this arm, I'm gonna bring my knee, or my shin rather, and my shoelaces to his armpit, leg in front of the face, and you see how I drag it in front of his face, and then I can reach back in for the arm bar, pulling his arm, pinching there. Okay, so the caveats here is I have this choke, loop around choke with the thumb in, turns into a cross collar, and then that sets me up for my other submissions. The other thing I might do is as I go for it, and let's say I'm not getting it, and he's just keeping this tight and he's defending it real well, I can't start using my knee right here to start isolating his arm, is I can just go knee on belly to mount and go for this finish for mount, advancing my position. I could even stay in knee on belly to mount to use this to get my submission right here. And if he starts defending even more when I go knee on belly to mount, I just slide it up into the armpit. And now I have the arm bar, okay? So I can use this choke setup to advance, to get to mount, or even set up different submissions, or set up different transitions to different submissions. It's just a very powerful submission where I can create a lot of opportunity by attacking one thing, okay? So, here, boom, here, attack the far arm. If he's defending, attack the near arm, go up into my knee on belly, or even use my shin right here to drive his arm down, right? Or I can use it to drive and isolate, so now I have the arm bar, right? So now I sink in right here, now I have the arm bar, right? It's just, there's so many opportunities when you get to hold on to the gi, okay? And that's the one caveat we have for the offense, is you can add that choke, and the first thing I go for is that choke, and if I'm not getting that choke, I utilize the opportunities in his defense to exploit those other submissions that we've already gone over. Now,